quiet, your game is too loud, and your mic sounds like it is inside a hoodie. This is the fix. This is the FIFINE SC8, and I'm going to do 3 things in this video. I will show you the sound, show you the game and chat balance in real time, and I'll tell you if it's actually worth the money of about $79.99 at the time of recording this video. So let's get started. What comes in the box? A quick unbox, you get the SC8 mixer itself, which is this one right here, which has a bit of a weight, which is a plus, I think. Unboxing this for the very first time, you have a USB-C to A cable, which I think is pretty damn long enough, and that's for power and data connection, as I believe. And you also have a 3.5mm audio cable for routing your audio, and of course you get the paperwork. In this package, of course, there's no XLR cable included, so if you're running XLR, you will need your own XLR cable to go with. So let's go set this up and connect it. So currently, I will just extend some of my cable on my setup right now. Get the USB-C cable connected directly to my computer, and that will serve as power and also data into the computer. Oh, the cool thing, USB-C and A in this setup, which I think is nice, but I'm going to be using the A functionality right here before I clip it off finally to my setup. And as you plug it in, it powers on instantly, which I think is a great thing to have for this kind of thing. And you can, for the very first go, actually see the controls coming up in real life. I don't have any auxiliary connection, but I can adjust the mic. And let me connect my microphone up on it right now. For this, I am using the FIFINE Tank 1 XLR microphone, which is nice. I got a whole FIFINE bundle going on. And as a bit of a caveat, FIFINE actually did send this out to me to check out and review and share with my audiences. So that is a bit of a caveat. I'm liking that so far. And I'm not going to be using the audio out to connect to a computer. Why? Because I have my headphone right here that I will be using for the purpose of monitoring. So I'm going to have that on right now for that. And I'll have this connected up to the headphone. And at the back of the setup right here, you have the lighting connection, which you can use to rotate through the RGB colors. I prefer mine being in full RGB mode. I think if I turn it off and I turn it on again, it should get into the RGB mode. I think it's just coming up, and I can use the voice changer. I'm not sure. I'm pretty much a fan of that one. So let's see what we got here. I can turn on mic monitoring to hear my audio. That is sounding real good so far. Right at the bottom here, I will be using a FIFINE SC3 audio interface for this, and I can modify all my controls. I can now dial between game and chat mode, which is one of the important demos I wanted to do in this video. So this is sort of balance where you can hear yourself and also hear what is coming on out of your computer. And it's pretty good. I can set my audio out now. So this actually serves as my device audio out, and I can set this to game or chat. I can show you that, but in the video I'll put a screenshot of what that looks like for you. And then what else can I do? I can adjust the output levels of what I'm hearing in my ears, which is great. And then I can then switch between this mode. So if I wanted to hear a bit of my voice and what is coming from the computer, I put it in balance. If I wanted to hear just myself, go over here to the chat mode, and then of course I will bring this back to the game mode if I just want to hear what I'm playing. So which is great. And I can adjust the mic level. So this has turned off right now. And to actually show what that is really looks like, I'm going to start recording this right now. I turn this up. You can see the audio levels picking up. I generally set my audio levels for this sort of microphones to about 75-ish%. And I can actually turn off the mic monitor now so it doesn't sort of blow out my ears. And okay, this is the RGB mode I wanted to be in. And you can then change your modes How do I do this? So you can modify your EQ modes for this one here. So you can be in game mode, you can be in music mode, and you can also be in movie mode. I probably would put this in movie mode most of the time. Why? Because I don't really play games as much, and you can customize these buttons also. You can check the user manual to be able to do that. I'm not going to walk you through how to do that. And of course, if you have a condenser microphone versus a dynamic microphone like this one, you can turn up the 48-volt phantom power. So for your Shure SM7Bs and all the heavy duty mics, you can turn that on, and that gives you 48-volt phantom power to your XLR microphone. And the cool thing about this is it's sort of a combo input here, where you can have direct monitoring for yourself if you are into that, and you can then, this port right here serves as dual XLR and 6.5mm, which is actually great. And the heads up here is that this is not for USB mics, it's only for XLR microphones and 6.35mm mics. Nothing, it's a mixed audio interface. If it's USB, just connect it up to your computer anyway. So now, why does this audio interface exist out of all the audio interfaces that FIFINE actually makes? The reason it exists is simply because of this dial button right here, the game versus chat. That is the whole point of this audio interface. So you can hear that for yourself. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play a little bit of a YouTube video on my computer so you can sort of have a feel of what that sound feels like. So I can hear a bit of my mixes when I do that. So as I turn this over here, I don't hear anything coming from the computer anymore. But as I go over to this side now, the output now becomes a mix more of the game I'm playing, which is the audio coming out from the computer going down, so they just hear me clearly. So if I want to mix, I sort of stay in the middle of everything. But of course, I'm going to pause this video right now so I don't mess up all this. And one of the other features that comes with this is the voice changer. To be honest, I would not be using this a lot myself because it's not one of the things I really dig. All right, it's not one of the things I dig, but just for a test of the purpose of this video, I can go in the auto-tune mode, which sort of adjusts my voice automatically by itself.
And then I can go in the elder mode. I think I'm elder enough for that kind of voice. And then I can decide to sound like a monster or sound like a robot.
Then sound also like a megaphone.
Oh, I can decide to sound like a baby. Or I can decide to sound like a female bin.
Or like a male.
Or go auto-tune. I think I'll keep it in auto-tune or just keep it down here to turn the voice changer feature off if it's not something I want on a day-to-day basis. So that is pretty much most of the setup. At the back here, you can either switch between PS4 mode and PC mode. I'll mostly be using this with PC. You have optical audio out also, auxiliary in, headset monitoring, and the switch between dynamic and condenser microphones, which I think is pretty nice and good. And let's test one of the features of this also to test how this behaves with clipping audio. So I'm going to turn down my, turning the volume up and 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 up. That is the clipping feature. I don't know if the audio is going to clip when I do the recording. I'm going to listen to it finally. I wanted to do this live to sort of see what's going on in the process. And you can also listen for is clipping pop banga. The question now you want to ask yourself is, are you going to use this every day? This feature? Probably not. But if you stream, these are instant bits that actually make your stream a little bit more fun for yourself. And of course, the EQ preset, as I mentioned earlier on, you can also activate the 7.1 surround sound, which I think is pretty nice. The EQ modes, as I mentioned, they're in game, music, and movie mode. I'm probably gonna leave mine in movie mode, and it's kind of cool. But to get to the core point of all this review video and what I've been ranting up all around, the verdict for me is buy this FIFINE SC8 interface if you want a budget-friendly entry into the XLR world, okay? And if you want physical controls of your game and chat, this is the device to get for you in this age and time. Yes, FIFINE does make other audio interfaces, But for the price point and the features that this offers, I think it's a steal. And if you want quick data control for your stream, this is 100% for you also. But if you're staying on USB mics, this is not the audio interface for you. FIFINE makes great audio USB microphones that you can actually go buy on the market right now. If you need a full broadcast setup with faders and deeper routing, this also is not for you. You can check out other audio interfaces on the market. But if you want links to buy this and you like what you're hearing out of it, I'll put a link in the video description and a pinned comment, and you tell me where you need it most in the comment also. I will drop links to other FIFINE devices that I use accompanying this video right here, and you can check them out. Let me know what you think about them in the video section. And as a caveat, FIFINE actually did send this out to me to test out and share with my audiences. So, but of course, no money change hands in terms of this video. I'll still give you my honest review about it. But to be honest, I've actually been eyeing to buy this myself. The other question you might want to ask me is, Dara, would you buy this with your own money? The good answer for this is yes. If I had no audio interface previously and I was looking for a budget audio interface that has XLR input for my microphones, yes, I would 100% buy it. But if it was not a need, I'll probably stick with my USB microphones and all that. But because for someone who is watching this, probably want to start streaming, creating content, this is a great entry point. At the price, I'll tell you for a fact, go buy it right now. Shortlist it, add it to your basket. If you don't have the money, budget up and save for it, because compared to the other pricey ones on the market, I think this is a good buy for yourself. If you want the links for the FIFINE SC8 and where to buy it, I'll put the links in the video description and the pinned comment for you to check out, and tell me what you need most: your louder Discord, cleaner mic or easier setup, and I can walk you through other scenarios or where you can actually use this for your setup. But of course, like, subscribe, share, and until I come your way again yet to another video, stay safe and happy streaming and content creation. I'm getting back to work now.